and welcome back to Lens Island. We're gonna go look at what I have done in between here just a moment. Let me, first, we're gonna first grab some of you, get ourselves fed and healed, and then we're gonna come right back over here, grab our watering can back out, because we still need it in order to build the windmill. Or not the windmill, the water tower. We need a windmill, because, yeah. So I've moved a few things around. As you can see, I have built a platform for all of this to be on. Let's take a closer look here. I moved the well over to this side of the little path, because that way I could, move the whole thing back a little bit, so that this side just barely clips the edge of the path going out. So that ended up working out much better. As you can see, we got some blueberries to harvest. We'll get to that in a minute. I've got two little patches here. I got blueberries and I got wheat. I've got a 3x3 with 2 additional patch of roses. And the marigolds, which are not quite, all the way done yet. I planted as many as I could. We weren't quite there, though. These... Although I thought I was... Why is the music being weird? Okay, music being weird aside, I thought I had actually fixed this. Huh. Okay. Anyway. Okay, the music being weird is gonna bug me. But, the reason I did not put one in this spot or its respective spot on this side is because that was just slightly too far for the water tower. So, that is the maximum we're gonna get out of that, and then outside the range of the water tower, I put these for the grapes and the passion fruit. So we've got that all set up and going. Other than that, that's really all I've done. I kind of left space here. Oh, you may notice this one here looks different. You know why? It's stone. I discovered... Alright, so I had already kind of found out that I could just build straight into stone, but and what I was doing was putting down these guys, because I wanted these to be stone, not anything else. And I had clicked over to start putting in these, and I had went ahead and put one in before even noticing that it was a stone frame farm. You actually have all of the options with these as well. I have not noticed any mechanical difference. It appears to just be a visual difference. So, it's kind of like I was waiting to see what it did before deciding what to do with the rest of them. Since I was already using a whole lot of stone and didn't really want to have to deal with a whole bunch of extra stuff. The one problem is I keep ending up basically on the wrong... Oop, I need to have it in my hand, right? Here we go. I keep ending up on basically the wrong side. Now, something I've noticed is that the plants seem to grow a little bit quicker. I think it's watering them multiple times a day, and that's doing something. Let's go ahead and harvest this whole mess. We'll get to the blueberries in a minute. I want to get these guys in and replanted. But yeah, I think maybe it is watering them multiple times a day, and that is somehow helping them grow faster. It is definitely an oddity, that's for sure. I've also noticed that the plants don't seem to actually have a consistent grow time. Like, all the plants of a specific type I will have down will become harvestable at the same time. But, like, I actually, when I first put this down, these guys were all harvestable the day after I planted them, which is not something that normally happens. So, that's why I kind of been trying to keep an eye on, like, the stone thing and stuff like that, but they're all coming to harvest at the exact same time, so whatever is happening, it's not related to that. Alright, so we've got some of that. How are we actually doing on those guys? Let's see, 83. And I have 93 roasts because I actually had a harvest in between as I was trying to time things. It's only been about 4, maybe 5 days in game. I was spent a little bit of time running around. In fact, let's go ahead. Let's do our loop around the island because we still need scrap, salvaged metal, whatever it's called. It was like parts or something before, but now it's salvaged metal. All right. So we need what? Was it 150 or something like that? 140? I don't remember. Oh, you know, I can look. Duh. 150. Right, I was right. Okay. So we're now at 80. We need 150. We should be able to do that this episode no problem, right? Because at the very least, I should be able to go sell a bunch of this stuff, purchase some parts. I only need 70, and they go in tens, but it's like 30 for 10, and then, I don't know, there's some other value going on. I think it's, yeah, 30 for 10, and then I'm basically getting 1 per flower, because it's 5 for 5, I think, that I'm getting from it. That sounds right. So let me try and math that. I don't know. I realized I suddenly stopped talking as I was trying to figure that out. Right, math. I don't know. Let's see. So 30, 6, 7, 77. 7 times 3 is 21. 210. I would need 210 flowers in order to get the remainder of what I need, although now that's going to be less because I'm picking up more parts. Still not enough less to make a difference because they come in tens, so... Alright. And how many do I have? A little shy of 200 between them. Okay, so I'm not too far off. This is totally a thing that should be doable this episode, right? We're only 8 minutes in. So, yeah, that should be a thing. Alright, let's just continue making our circuit around the island. I'm going to try and hit the outside islands as well, because I wasn't doing that the last several days. I was mostly going around trying to find, like, rocks and stuff, because I was using a lot of stone. But yeah, I was definitely having to refill that water tower multiple times a day. So I think that it is watering the crops multiple times a day, and the extra hydration is somehow helping. Like, this might be a thing that could have been accomplished if I had been, like, meticulously taking care of... Did I miss the other outside island? I feel like I missed the second outside island. Or maybe the second one is the one I hit. Well, whatever. It usually has a bunch of stuff on it with those guys, but... I don't know. Let's just continue our way around. We've wasted too much daylight as it is. I am still slightly disturbed by the fact that the character doesn't wear shoes. I mean, it's only a mild thing, but still. Like, that's... Do you know how many parasites, you can get just from stepping on them? There's a reason we have shoes. Friggin' ringworm and stuff. Ooh, there's one right there. We're up to 94, so we are getting to the point where we need less. Maybe we will actually have less enough that we will be able to do it. If we get just a few more... Alright, here's an outside island. Don't want to fight you guys. Nothing here. Oh, there's one. Come on, put me to 100. We're at 98. And I think that's all it's gonna do. Okay. Alright, let's pop into town real quick. We will sell off these flowers, see if we have enough to purchase the parts we need. And then we can focus in on getting the rest of the resources. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Now, where's that flower girl? Is it up here? No, that's the produce. Flower girl's, like, in town, right? Yeah, here we go. Alright. Sell for 90. Sell for 80. Now let's pull this up so we can see. Actually, we're gonna, yeah, 3 and 3 left. Alright, we're at 98. Oops. Oh, look at that. So close. Drop 150. We are 2 parts. 2 parts shy. Which sounds, to me, like we should focus in on getting the other stuff and then just make another circuit around the island in the morning? That seems like a good plan to me. Let's see, what do these take? Let's see, we need 350 wood and 100 metal. What are we doing with each of those? We are at 63 metal, 71 wood. Let's get a bunch of wood. And then we can worry about a little bit of stone. Critical hit, blah, blah, blah. Oh, there was a tooltip when I was loading in that I can't remember now, but was something I wanted to remember. Oh, hey, look at that. Hang on. Let's finish this real quick. Come on, go faster. Come on. Oh, come on. There we go. You'd think with better tools, you'd have fewer swings. But hey, roses. Red like roses. Oh, look at that. Look at how many we have now. Although we're going to be replanting a large chunk of them, so I guess there's that. Alright, let's replant. Alright, we still have 125. That's a lot of roses. And only 3 of those were from before the harvest, so that's pretty darn good. Come on, I want you to fall, like, that direction. We need a lot of wood. Let's just grab a few of these bigger trees before going to bed. Because we also are going to need the parts in the morning, so... Come on. More wood. More wood faster. Oh, and bees. I ran myself out of food at some point during the day because I wasn't paying attention. I swear that food meter just drops like you wouldn't believe. Oh! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright, let us, really quick... Too far, and now I can't see it. Fill. There we go, just to be on the safe side. Let's go ahead and do that. Let us... nom down on some berries. And let's hit the bed. So that we can probably heal the rest of the way, right? Sleep. Not the entire way, but at least a chunk of it. Alright, let's see. Oh, I've got 61. I think I... Is that enough? That is enough. Alright, so we just need wood and the remaining few parts. So, get up my trusty axe. And we're going to start a loop around the island. We're going to try and grab a few trees. Oops, I'm way too far away from that. The music is getting a little intense for some reason. Maybe I take out some of these maples that are for some reason red leafed on something. Oh, and of course, always bees. Always bees when you least expect them. Covered in bees! My briefcase full of bees will take care of this. There we go. My timing was off again. Almost there on that. Continue the loop around the island. We needed, what, 2 more parts? Something stupid like that. I'm gonna keep calling them parts, because that's what they... I'm relatively certain that that is what they were before now. I think they got changed to salvaged metal. I think they were salvaged parts before. Chop this one down too. Hey, there we go. We're up over 350. Excellent. Alright, now we just need those last parts, and we will go make ourselves our windmill. Here, parts. Ooh, I can drink some coffee while I'm running. Ah, coffee. Oh, this is... It was... Alright, so the second island is the one I hit. The first one is the one I missed. Okay. Guy's probably yelling at me. Hello. I do like the fact that these things won't go in the water. It definitely makes this whole situation a little bit easier. Hello. Come on. Oh, wow. Come on. Oops. Alright, they'll hurt the little ones, but they won't hurt each other. Interesting. Excellent. Don't mind me. Ow. Come on. Go. 1 One last crate. Come on. Oh, right here. Right here. There we go. Okay. Zoomy zoom zoom. That's right, boys. You stay right on over there. Alright. Well, that's plenty. Let's go down as far as the river. Oh, the river's right there. Okay. Alright, so gotta remember that island is just above the river, and it is a plethora of parts, anytime it respawns, so... let us eat a few berries, get ourselves back up. Obviously, we're not back up to full, but we should now have plenty of parts. I wasn't actually paying attention to how many I have, but I needed so few that I'm fairly confident we have enough. Where am I, and why am I in this handbasket? What is going on here? Okay, I've obviously just completely missed the base. Do. Alright. Oh, look at that. Alright. Hang on. Yeah, look at that. That's almost empty. Alright, let's harvest the wheat, because why not? Get it replanted. Yeah, that plant last is the last thing you planted, not what was last planted in the thing. So, important tip. Windmill. Windmill. Oh, wooden windmill. Alright. Well, let's put you right there and hope you work. Alright, are you refilling? Oh, there we go! Tower full. That is as automated as we can make it. Excellent. Alright, now you. I don't know how many we have. Wow. Were we at the limit? We might have actually been at the limit, because the limit's 500. That's 4 spots. No, we were really close to the limit. We were 4 away from the limit, because that's 9 each. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, we might have been at the limit, because it might just not take 4. Yeah, look at that. We had hit the limit. We might have actually wasted some. Well, that's bothersome. Alright, so now we have flour. I don't know what to do with flour. Let's pick some up. Refined wheat used to make bread, ground using a windmill. Alright. Loaf of bread baked in a fireplace. Long-lasting energy that keeps you full for longer. Okay. Let's look into a fireplace, then. I think, actually, I needed to unlock that, didn't I? Yeah, right there. That's a fireplace, isn't it? Okay. We can learn that. There we go. Unlocked. Let's see what it takes then, shall we? Fireplace. Looks like I have all the stuff for it. Oh, I'm having a little bit of issue there. There we go. Alright. Bam! Right there. Nice little cozy fireplace. Excellent. So let's take a look. Hey. Alright, so this is going to take the wheat plus probably a whole bunch of... Oh, I'm going to need more wood. Oh, it takes 5 to make 1? Really? That's perhaps not as good as I originally thought it was going to be. Grab a bit more of this. So we got 8 out of something? Alright, so let's see. Let's keep an eye on this, see what it does. Alright, it is slowly going down. We are at 430. Putter, 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 putter. How many do we get out of what? Alright, 5 gives us 8. Okay. And then 5 gives us 1 in here? Yeah, okay. So that's a real interesting... I'm not sure what that is. Huh. I don't know. I don't want to do that kind of math right now. That make my brain hurt. Maybe I'll do it in between episodes and come back with an answer. Bunch of people in the comments probably going, "Oh, you're dumb, it's this. This is how much money you make per week." Which is the same as the other thing, so this whole process is dumb. Something like that. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if it was exactly the same. But the bread is supposed to keep you full longer? Let's actually test that. Bread. Let's put bread here. Well, 1 definitely filled me up from, what, I was down a third? So, I don't know. Maybe. Maybe it'll be good. Now, that this is done. Alright, so we have automated our farming as far as we can. We still have to plant and harvest by hand, but all the watering is just sort of handled. We've actually figured out the mechanics to make planting relatively easy. We have spaced things out in a way that harvesting is going to be relatively easy. This is as good as we can get it. So, the next thing is going to be to get the bigger backpack, because obviously we bounced off the top already with that wheat. Mildly annoying that we wasted some, but you know what? It happens. It happens, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and grab some of that. We can put a bunch more of you in. I don't think there was a place that bought flour. Although it's possible there was, I don't know. Should we go check, or do... we're basically out of time. Alright, so I'm going to gather a bit of wood, I'm going to bake a bit of bread, and we will come back next episode and try to get ourselves the backpack, and then start trying to focus in on some better weapons so that we can go into the cave a little bit better. That is going exactly where I don't want it. That's okay, the house is alright. Yeah, alright, so we're going to get some bread baked. I will probably do a little bit of math to see how worthwhile selling bread is compared to just selling the wheat. And I will have an answer for that next episode. But that is going to do it for this episode. So, until next time, have a good one.